Hello everyone, this is Kelly Beard of KarmicTools.com, and this is your weekly forecast for April 30th through May 6th of 2023. So our quote for the week says, "Partner with great mystery. Be a medial bridge between worlds. Manage reactivity and cultivate the beauty way." Deep breath. This week brings that Scorpio full moon lunar eclipse. So we're going deeper on so many levels, starting with Monday, May 1st, when Pluto retrogrades in Aquarius, until June 10th, when it will still be retrograde, but it'll re-enter Capricorn. It goes direct at 27 Capricorn on October 10th. So it's retrograde for about 5 months. When the collective planets go backwards, that gives us access as individuals to work with these energies consciously, so that's kind of juicy. Every year, Pluto goes backwards and allows us to purify and distill things back to their essence. But meantime, we all need this reminder of its entree into Aquarius. For the first time in 250 years, once it settles in come 2024, it'll be there for 20 straight years. So it's going to take a year or two to fully enter Aquarius. So this is a process, but here is what we have to look forward to. This is a collective planet that moves in an erratic orb, spending 10 to 35 years in a sign. As of the 1980s, when Pluto was in its home sign of Scorpio, it was at the short end, spending about 10 to 12 years there, revealing the underworld of sex, death, power, money, and resources. Lots of power behind the power during that decade that got exposed. Then in the 1990s, it moved through Sagittarius, revealing all the erosion and toxicity of the Vatican, and organized religion went through a complete upheaval. Then Pluto started extending its stay in Sag for 13 years, then extending it again by spending 16 years in Capricorn during 2008 to 2024, where we are right now, where we have witnessed the crumble of institutions, government, healthcare, education, and most social systems that are now having to be reimagined and reborn. In Capricorn, we see the price of giving away our power and inner authority to outer structures or systems. So now, moving into 20 years of Aquarius is shifting the purification and transformative process onto humanity, technology, and the future. This is a mixed blessing. As with all alignments, there is a light and shadow expression. The blessing of Pluto moving through Aquarius is the mass awakening of humanity on some level. The old ways no longer work, and where we have been trapped in survival mode, we now have to consider the future of the next 7 generations. Our choices directly affect them, and power is shifting from old school, controlling patriarchy, the few who want to hoard the resources and control the many, to the new school, progressive, future-oriented Aquarius that wants more community, collaboration, and equal distribution of the resources to those who need it most. We get super inventive and creative when shifting big cycles like this. Can you feel it? In 2020, Jupiter and Saturn kicked off a new 20-year cycle in Aquarius and a 200-year cycle in the air element. In 2022, Venus and Mars kicked off a new 2-year cycle in Aquarius of integration of our sacred feminine and masculine that is more progressive and collaborative. Now, Pluto moves into Aquarius, kicking off its own kind of 250-year cycle. This feels like on-the-ground entrance into the 2500-year Aquarian age. At a minimum, Pluto's ingress will seal the deal of utter transformation and rebirth in our own Aquarius departments as individuals. But remember, this is a low and slow kind of cooking that Pluto will do over the next 20 years. As with any healing or transformation, we have to purify first, then we can heal, then we can restore, then we can fortify. It's a process. Another blessing of Pluto in Aquarius is that we may shift to a higher form of communal living, where we share resources and are responsible for our own communities. This progressive energy sees the value and longevity possible when we share the work as well as the rewards. There is a value to offering your unique contribution and working together as a team for the greater good. but for the powers that be who want clones and drones instead of critical, creative, thinking human beings, this is threatening. And nothing worthwhile is ever easy or simple. This is a radical shift to a new way of working together, using technology to serve its true purpose, not run the world, but of freeing us up to be more creative individuals. This is when our innovation goes through the roof, partly by those breaking the rules and liberating old consciousness, but also partly by the old saying, need is the mother of all invention. We need a new way that is more life-affirming and sustainable. And in order to combat some of the consumption and waste, we are going to have to literally invent new things to help us move forward. The shadow side of Pluto in Aquarius is embodied by those who would enslave us with technology, blurring the lines between human nature and the nature of technology. One operates on organic evolutionary responsiveness, and the other is programmed and disconnected from the multidimensionality of earthly existence. How do you blend that without annihilating one or the other, or both? This is the cold, detached rulers overseeing the minions they feel entitled to control, exploit, and manipulate for personal gain. Pluto in Aquarius over the years coincides with huge battles over slavery and human trafficking. And here we are with this all up again. We must be vigilant about preventing another era of global slavery, oppression, and manual labor that allows their technologies to continue sucking Mother Earth of her resources and expanding unabated until they take over. Then we have altered the organic nature of Earth and her creatures, which naturally inhabit this planet, humanity being one of those creatures. We, like Mother Earth, are regenerative creatures. However, it takes us some time to go from idea into form, depending on what you are creating. So let's use the purifying power of Pluto to distill our Aquarian dreams back to their original essence, one that is inclusive, sustainable, and good for all life on this planet. Let's lead by example and work together to cultivate thriving communities that work well together and no longer require overlords, bosses, or authority figures to run our lives for us. We will become self-sustaining with the help of some technology and a whole lot of community. One last note, this will be particularly intense for any Aquarius, Leo, or Taurus, Scorpio energies in your chart, so take it easy and pace yourself, as transformation is a journey, not a destination, and it is only the beginning of a 20-year journey at that. On June 10th, Pluto will still be retrograde and it will re-enter Capricorn to facilitate the closure that is going to happen during the course of 2023-2024, when it will go back and forth over this cusp. So use this retrograde time to set intentions for purification in the sense that you are supported to strip away the non-essential, especially in your Capricorn department, which is usually focused on choices and responsibilities, as well as the structure of your life that supports and protects you, and the overall stability of whatever house it rules. That's the area of life that Capricorn rules, and then it's going to shift into Aquarius, and we'll be doing this purification work on an annual basis in our Aquarius department coming up soon. But this is where you should channel your energies and focus to improve at this time. So at the end of Capricorn, beginning of Aquarius, is where Pluto's kind of leaning on us to distill this and to make this shift to this higher level. It's deep. It's soul work. Monday, May 1st is a pretty busy day. Juno enters Gemini until June 22nd. Juno, the divine consort, rules your most important relationships and what you are deeply committed to. As she moves through Gemini, we find out that we can be committed to more than one person or project. Here, we are curious about partnership, and anyone we engage with will have to be willing to have open, honest communication. It's time to talk it out or check in with your partnerships to make sure everyone is still on the same page. This energy also allows you to check in with your own creative ideas, thoughts, and concepts. What are you deeply committed to expressing over the next 4 to 5 years? Who do you want to learn and explore life with? Which of your creative babies would thrive if you gave them some energy and expression? It's also a good exercise to see your mate as your mirror. What are the people that you're currently committed to reflecting for you? Deep breath. This is a reset. Juno only comes around every 4 to 5 years. And we've had a lot of resets in Gemini from other planets. And so the fact that it's getting down to our commitments is pretty interesting. And of course, Juno was part of that big stellium in Taurus. So there's already, we know, been a giant reset in terms of values and priorities. So I'd be curious if anyone can really feel this shift. Same day, Mercury retrograde conjunct Sun. So this is a special time in the Mercury cycle when we do a personal reset behind the scenes before initiating a whole new quarter. Review the last 3 months of your life, including your creative ideas, how you think in general, and how you are changing, so your self-expression has to evolve too. You want to be as conscious about that as possible. Research and develop your creative babies, rethink your ideas, and reevaluate how you're expressing these days, and if it is an authentic expression of your truth and purpose. This is a good time to travel if possible. However, if not physically, then mentally through visualization or within your own area locally. Because if you explore a new direction, you are more likely to discover something new. This energy opens you up to a download of more information than usual, so pay attention. If you are solid and organized, you may even gain some much-deserved recognition once Mercury goes direct from others that you have earned through your individual efforts. So let's just check in, review, revise, go back over. There's a lot going on in our Taurus departments that are setting us up for some very new territory. Same day, Monday, May 1st, this is the last thing, my fire ceremony for the May Taurus Gate of Power. We're doing it kind of late because sunset here is a little bit later as the days get longer. So it'll be 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. You can register or donate. The suggested donation is $22. And this is live and open to the community to set your intentions for the next 6 weeks. This is the midpoint. We're going to get to that in a minute, between spring and summer. So it's another check-in. And you can be prepared to do a little burning bowl to release anything you're ready to let go of out of your life, and a petition of all the things you would like to manifest and bring into your life. That's usually what we do at the fire ceremony. And we pull some cards and we have some fun under the sky in my backyard. Until I can get you here live in person, Zoom will have to do. So join us that Monday night. There is a replay if you can't be there, or if that's a little late for you on the East Coast or all my international people. There will be a replay. All you have to do is register to access it. It will be in the classroom. The next day will be Tuesday, May 2nd. Pallas enters Leo until July 10th. So 2 of our sacred feminine are changing signs this week. 1 is how we do partnership and commitment. Pallas is our strategic wisdom and unique genius and healing capacity. And in Leo, that means that the healing, wisdom, and evolution will happen through your heart and being your authentic self. As you develop courage, self-love, and creativity, your own unique genius and healing capacity is revealed naturally, no matter what other energies you have activated in your chart. It's time to use theater, storytelling, games, dancing, and fun to heal and integrate whatever challenges you may be facing at this time. This energy helps you reconnect with your heart center for strength, courage, and perseverance on the path you have chosen. Doing something creative or experimenting with different mediums of expression is deeply supported and encouraged. When you let go of expectation or attachment to outcome, nearly anything can be considered artistic and beautiful. Let's use this energy to tap into our innate leadership skills and trust that our unique contribution is welcome and needed. Ashe. Deep breath, connecting to your own unique essence, your own unique light, and healing the world with it. Bring it on. We would be remiss without you. Wednesday, May 3rd, we're gathering for Buffalo Medicine. This is the Soul Sisters monthly circle, which has tools and resources to support the individual reconnecting with your instincts. The theme this month is to cultivate health, wealth, beauty, and sustainability. The housekeeping is around your own self-worth and self-value. We're composting, giving away our power, and we're seeding new values and priorities. So if you're feeling up to that, the subscription is $25 a month to get a whole new set of tools with a different animal. Buffalo medicine is pretty juicy. May is always fun. So we're getting together to discuss the medicine live Wednesday, May 3rd, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. So register and join us there if you can. And Thursday the 4th, Venus is kicking. Venus is going to square Neptune and sextile Jupiter. So this is kind of interesting to be happening on the same day. There's a lot of creativity, imagination, but it's critical to be mindful of your boundaries, clear about your optimism or illusions, delusions, monitor. Just be mindful of seeing the potential versus the reality, okay? But we'll start with the square to Neptune. This energy is actually great for creative flow. If you are artistically inclined in any way, you will have access to an energy that may allow you to create something amazing. Dig deep and allow yourself to free flow. This energy can also challenge relationships, personal or professional, to keep it real in some way, and ones which are not on a true solid foundation are likely to dissolve under this influence. When Neptune is involved, we see life through a completely different kind of lens, often seeing the potential rather than the reality of the situation, like I said. Detach and trust. If your relationship happens to end under this influence, it's not necessarily a bad thing because it suggests that it was never on solid ground to begin with. Be thankful and move on. This activation is just helping you align your true values and priorities with the vision in your mind and heart. But you will have to expand your consciousness in some way, follow your own inner compass, and take practical steps going forward. So we can dream and conceptualize and visualize, but we're going to have to take some practical steps eventually to manifest. Same day, sextiling Jupiter is an opportunity to gain some traction. This is a good angle. This energy expands your relationships, personal or professional, allowing you to gain traction and expressing the highest vibration that's possible for that particular connection. In personal relationships, things are sociable, light, and fun. In professional or public relationships, things can go more smoothly as folks are more relaxed and easygoing, upbeat, and open to exchanging ideas and concepts. This energy activates our innate optimism and natural positive thinking, so it's a good time to look into expanding your knowledge base in some kind of way that makes you more valuable to the team. You'll have that connection to your instincts and confidence with others that is a winning combination. Ashe. So, deep breath. This is the two benefactors coming together, Venus and Jupiter, in an opportunity to expand the good stuff, right? So anything that's really challenging, Jupiter can make that bigger too. So we want to stay in the light with this one. Then 5-5 is a power day. Y'all, we got the gate of power and the full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio. Power. Pluto, standing still, power. This is a lot, y'all. We work in the soul this week. No getting around it. Soul level work. This is also number 6 of 7. Remember, I've been talking about how we're finishing up the Taurus Scorpio eclipses and we're initiating, already had the first one, the Aries Libra eclipses. So the Scorpio full moon always shines a bright light on that which we may have overlooked, suppressed, or postponed that will no longer remain hidden. Scorpio moon can also be a very emotionally intense moon to experience and navigate. So rather than let it plunge you into the depths of the underworld, try to consciously choose an aspect of your being or your life that you are ready, willing, and finally able to truly release. And ask that the universe support this process with ease and grace. Look at this as bigger than the usual annual release. Now we're talking 10 and 20 year cycles. The resonant years are 2012 to 14 and 2002 to 05. Humans are creatures of habit and generally resist letting go. But honestly, that will only intensify and prolong any pain you may already be experiencing. Take your power back by choosing to allow whatever it is to go from your life so that it can either come back in a higher purified form or something even better can grow up in its place that would better suit your needs at this time anyway. Remember, Scorpio is raw truth. Don't try to make sense of it until next month. The Sag full moon brings the higher truth. Right now, just work on surrender and acceptance. as well as reclaiming your own power to direct your life. This is a potent time for consciously co-creating with the life-death-life cycle. What in and around you needs to die so that something new can be seeded to come into existence. This full moon asks you to define your deepest core values and then asks, what are you willing to sacrifice for something of greater value? This Scorpio full moon will reveal many things and connect you to your own soul's desires, as well as fears, catalyzing the deepest of all surrenders. Some aspect of life has truly died, but only in the way that it creates space and nutrient for new life to take root. Scorpio full moon gives you a chance to release or compost whatever has outgrown its natural lifespan. Take some time to cleanse and purify your system of all that has grown toxic or run its natural course. Use this energy to release waste, debris, and the non-essential, and use the light of the full moon to bathe yourself with new life, vitality, and power when it returns from its total lunar eclipse. Reset for another 10 and 20-year cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Deep breath. So, even though in the US we won't be able to see it, we can feel it though. That's the thing. So knowing that gate of power is also tying into this eclipse with these activations around it is just too much. It's too much. So the gate of power this season is about development and cultivation, fertility, conception, community, sacred union, gifts and abundance, a celebration of sexuality and sensuality, freedom and responsibility, new bonds and attachments, ripening, blossoming, and fruition. This is all the beautiful energy of May and Taurus. Sometimes called Beltane, cross quarter, the Taurus gate of power. This is an infinitely potent time. It is an in-between place, also referred to as the sweet spot in agriculture, which is that very thin membrane between seed and new life, between spring equinox and summer solstice. It reminds us of the beauty and sustenance Mother Earth has always provided, not just for humans, but for all life on this planet. It is time to tune in, harmonize, and synchronize your rhythm with nature's rhythm. We tweak that every 6 weeks. Just like we invite the invisible assistants and ancestors during Samhain, the November Scorpio cross quarter gate of power, which honors death in the life-death-life cycle, we can now invite the elementals, nature spirits, divas, and the plant kingdom into conscious collaboration, honoring their teachings and sacrifices made to assist, feed, and support life on this planet in ways humans may not always be capable of. Beltane marks the beginning of summer. Life is bursting forth in this hemisphere. Initial work is done, and this is a time to celebrate fertility, abundance, and our relationship to Mother. It is a time to celebrate all that you have created and contributed to, while mindfully preserving life along the way. Ritual, dance, drumming, toning, and/or chanting are always used in the celebrations of Earth and her bounty, as is wearing or surrounding yourself with green, the color of life, love, and the heart chakra. Deep breath. So yes, the May and November gates are related. This coming to life that happens in May is related to the death celebrations we do in November. It's all connected. Which brings us to Saturday, May 6th, when Sirius will go direct in Virgo and be there until June 21st. So here's the deal. We got to go deeper into this one too, because we're wrapping up a very big process that is almost a whole year long. Sirius went retrograde in Libra and now goes direct in Virgo. Altogether, this ends up being a full 1-year process from September 2022 to September 2023. That is extremely rare. The last time we got this good or deep of a recalibration in the Virgo Libra realm was in 2000, when Sirius last lingered on this cusp. We are definitely due for this upgrade. Just imagine, that's 23 years of nurturing or nourishing a certain way. So let's upgrade. This particular one has Sirius spending about 3 months in Virgo and 6 months in Libra. So I've covered both below, and you have been reminded along the way. We are going through this personal processing to know what feeds and nourishes us on the deeper levels, as well as recalibrating the partnerships that we're keeping while clearing away those which are no longer effective, supportive, or positive. Okay? This was the one I've been talking about, how we're recalibrating our system and what actually works for our individual system so that we can go into Libra relationships and do partnership better. But we have to feed ourselves first. We have to stabilize and recalibrate ourselves, and then anything we do with other people will thrive. Sirius in Virgo says the Sirius, the Great Mother, rules what and how you nurture and like to be nurtured, as well as how you contain, develop, and protect yourself and your creative babies, among other things. Sirius in Virgo requires certain skills, discernment, and self-discipline, and a desire to help others to be more efficient and effective. Acts of service are the way to nurture at this time, or allow yourself to receive those acts of service. Receiving nurturance can be very difficult for some. Being useful and relevant to others is very important with this placement. But up in the sky, for the rest of us, it is time to do a cleanse or some self-care to reset your individual systems. Nurture your physical body and individual systems for living. It's time for an upgrade that is more appropriate to here and now. Self-worth is developed along with a new skill set right now. So try to learn something that can make you more valuable to the team. You're developing a rhythm that takes some practice to master. But Sirius only comes around to Virgo every 4 to 5 years, so this is a pretty big, important reset. And the last time it retrograded over this Virgo-Libra cusp was 1977. That's powerful, y'all. Sirius in Libra, according to Asteroid Goddesses by Demetra George and Douglas Block, Sirius describes the ways in which we face the issues of self-worth and self-esteem, relationship to our parents and children, attachment, dependency, loss, separation, rejection, grief, sharing, work, and productivity. That's a lot of ground, y'all. It's how we nurture and like to be nurtured. So you might imagine that Sirius in Libra, nurturing takes the form of beauty, harmony, balance, creativity, and kinship. This is a chance to check in with our primary relationships to initiate a new level of balance and reciprocity. It's a good time to socialize or host a gathering where you bring all your favorite people together for an evening of lively conversation, good food, drink, and kinship. If you're working on your professional partnerships, then this is a good energy to help you move in a new direction there too. You can initiate a new 4 to 5 year cycle of collaborating with others in all new ways. Reflect on the last 4 to 5 years and consciously choose to improve going forward. You can also use this energy to infuse your creative babies with some beauty and essence that reflects your renewed sense of self and self-worth. Ashe. So here are the dates. Sirius entered Virgo September 29th of 2022. Then it entered Libra December 18th of 2022. Then it retrograded in Libra February 3rd of 2023. Re-entered Virgo March 22nd, so around equinox of 23. Now it's going direct in Virgo, May 6th of 2023. Then it will re-enter Libra, June 21st, which is summer solstice, and enter Scorpio September 15th. So this is interesting to me, y'all. It moved around winter solstice, the February gate, spring equinox, the May gate, summer solstice. I mean, at every turn of the wheel, Sirius is tapping us, asking us to reset this area of life in a very big way. So use it for what it's good for and upgrade that personal system so that you can upgrade the relationships and interactions with others that you want to do so that they are more nurturing and nourishing and fulfilling. Finally, this note about me and my travels and Olokun Rising 2023. This is our second year of creating a full-blown festival now. It went from 3 days to 7 days. By next year, it'll probably be 10 days. But that has me traveling from Colorado Springs to Oakland. So I'm going to post 3 weeks of forecast this week and the next 2 weeks while I'm traveling all together because I will be with Yeye helping with this year's Olokun Rising. which is a whole week of honoring the waters of the world by doing ritual, ceremony, and various educational events to bring awareness to the health and evolution of water on this planet. Last year, we did 3 days and realized that was not enough to do everything we wanted to do. So this year, it is extended to 7 days, May 5th through the 12th. So if you are in Oakland or in the Oakland area and want to join us live, please reach out directly. Email me directly, kelly@karmictools.com. Otherwise, we are encouraging those of you who feel a deep kinship with water and have your own circles or communities to be what we are calling harbor masters and take your group to the natural waters that you have access to and do a ritual or ceremony of gratitude as a group. Together, we are raising awareness and energy worldwide. When 2 or more gather, that awareness and energy is amplified exponentially. If you want to do it alone, we're calling you all the mermaids and mermen who will also be joining us from around the world to make their own offerings of reverence and gratitude to the waters of the world. So feel free to join in this global meditation, education, elevation that we will be doing as a community in person in the Oakland area. And look at all that energy of the 5th and 6th to kick it off. It's so deep, y'all, that we are doing this on an eclipse with the power, Mercury retrograde in Taurus. There's so much energy behind this week of honoring the waters and Mother Earth in various ways. So again, let's use the energy for what it's good for. I'm actually going to link in here what we're calling the commitment PDF. And that will give you a nice outline to work with, especially for those of you leading circles or communities that really want to do this. And again, if there's just 2 of you, 2 or more gather, we are in business. Now, a couple of you might have heard me say when we have intense weeks like this, where the forecast is long and we have all these activations, next week is blissfully short and much easier, and we sort of get a breather. So let's tap into these energies for change and renewal and rebirth at a soul level to have more authenticity, strength, inner authority, not to mention our instincts and psychic powers, right? Let's trust, self-trust of your inner knowing and your power to create a life worth living that expresses that beauty way that Taurus brings up this time of year, every year, where we want to beautify and improve our surroundings, including our bodies, inside, outside, upside down. Let's beautify it all, okay? So have a fantastic week. Reach out when you need to. Keep in touch. Be patient with my emails over the next 2 or 3 weeks. It might be a little challenging for me to reply from Oakland, but I'm going to do my best to stay connected. This is Callie Beard of Karmic Tools, signing off.